Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same as you?
Huh? What do you mean? We need to clarify our stance or something?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
Simple.
May I call
Sounds like
you
effort.
Traveler?
Sure thing. Hi, Miss Shawnee.
Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something. Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better?
Absolutely, positively not.
Why's that?
Because it'll only result in conflict.
That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to talk to you, even though I do have some reservations.
Wow, Candace and I have friends already? That was so quick.
Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask something like this. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
I believe your lives will get better when the academia's been overthrown, or rather the sages within the academia have been overthrown, and the Dendro god can resume her duties properly. Everybody, including the desert, will have their lives improve. I can't promise anything, but I'll do the best I can.
Yeah! We came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really residents of any one nation. But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we've always fought for what we believed in. We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons. It's okay. We understand.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in the Scarlet King. I don't belong to either side, and neither side would want me.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes no difference what I say or how I behave. I'll always be suspected of having ulterior motives. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. All I want is to live my life in peace. And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation, and I didn't dare breathe a word about it to anyone. Until now.
You can tell them. I'm sure she'll keep your secret.
All right. I'll tell you what I told Alhaitham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, I hear strange crying sounds in the night.
There are ghosts?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely the sound of crying. It comes from far away in the distance, and always carries very raw emotion. It used to be louder and more frequent, but ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often, and when it does, it's much quieter. I have to focus really hard to make it out.
What on earth could that have to do with us?
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
Could you make out where the sounds were coming from? The pyramid? Maybe?
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the village.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Ooh, we're going to an abandoned hospital? That's always good news.
Yeah, let's go.
Sounds like a horror story. Ah, that's what's in that direction. I see. Oh, it's a bit sandy out. Oh, hey, little Sealy boy. Where are you going? Forward, one assumes. Okay, forward is not a word that's in your vocabulary. You only know how to go sideways. Excuse me. I just need to go get this point. Thanks. Ah, it's bright. Well, that's definitely not what it looks like at present. I'm at night in the middle of a sandstorm. Oh, hello. Aramite. Go out with your Sealy and go get some Saturn.
Sounds good to me.
Guys, you're too far away. Yeah, why not? Alright. Let's go kill these people. Where'd the Sealy go? I've lost the Sealy. There you are. Found you. You take your leave there, sir. Okay, well, Sealy's home is right there. We'll do that, and then we'll go get those guys on the roof.
I'll keep this close.
Alright. There you go.
Is this the place? It's in terrible shape. And there's sand everywhere.
Empty and forgotten. An ideal place to hide people.
Ah, god damn it, Ayaka.
All right, let's go.
Alright. Much better. Ooh. Ooh, this looks like fun. The Eremites were living with the...
Monsters!
Yeah.
Watch out!
Alright. Now that you're all down.
Propagate.
Ah! Reinforcements today.
Spring forth.
Be still. Kamisato up. Suiyu.
To ashes. Wind, hear me.
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected.
What were you even expecting?
Super strong bandits? Or monsters taller than buildings dropping out of the sky?
Dropping
Or,
out of the
you know,
sky.
Something like that.
You have a rather vivid imagination there, Paimon.
He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one.
Ooh, is he just doing it for us? Thanks, buddy.
Let's go in and take a look.
You carefully search the abandoned hospital. Oh, you take the fun out of it.
Hey, we haven't found Squad. Are you sure we aren't wasting our time here?
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read? What are you reading? Let Paimon see.
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural position, which is the positional propensity of an entity in natural motion in contrast with an object in forced motion? Huh? When free from external influences, every entity displays the tendency to follow its natural trajectory?
So, you got that?
Surprisingly, yes.
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya.
Okay. It sounds like complicated reading, but what? Okay, yeah, okay.
How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy sleepy place like this?
I mean, there was much simple terminology they could have used for that to get across, but sure. You know, it wouldn't kill you to read a book once in a while either. It's time to spread your wings and become learned.
Hey! Paimon's your Teyvat travel guide. Paimon knows plenty of useful stuff already.
Paimon, I still really don't understand how you're my travel guide when you know nothing about Teyvat.
And anyway, it's not Paimon's fault that the books people read in Sumeru are so complicated.
Alice's book is of more use than you are. Okay, Paimon's the best. Oh, you won't even let me explore? Wow, I thought I'd have to manually pass the time so I could check this place out, but nope. Apparently not.
Paimon's getting so sleepy.
Well, wake up.
Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
I can't tell. I can barely hear it.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
You didn't notice that earlier? We could have explored that earlier.
But there's no way we can get down there.
Why?
Something is off about the interior here.
Just move the water across. See? Was that so difficult? Sheesh. You guys make everything so complicated. Oh, and again, you just throw me down. Way for immersion. Oh my god, look at the mushrooms.
As I thought. There's a hidden structure.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around here. Let's keep exploring.
Oh, now you kick me out? Investigate the elemental monuments around the hospital. That's going to be you, Traveller. I'm assuming there's one up top. Otherwise, this is a waste of my time. Oh, it's over here. Oh, but... Well, that doesn't work for me.
Cascade.
Okay. Where's the next one? Over there. Little zoomed in. Oh boy. Oh, there were more.
Go as one!
Ow.
Scatter!
Be still.
Yeah.
Propagate!
Okay. It's one more to go. Are you going to be over... Here you are. Ooh, hello, my pretty. Completely missed, but the game was generous. Go to the lower level of the hospital. I will do that once I've actually finished exploring myself. What the? An ancient key to unlock the old cabinet. A key stolen by a masked weasel. If there is a key, then there must be a lock that matches it. But what would an abandoned hospital still have to hide? I don't even know how to get that. That sounds like a problem for somebody else. Emergency notice. Patient Abbas, male, 23 years old, mole on the left side of the forehead and left-handed. While his condition remains very serious, survival will be difficult without professional medical care. The patient's survivability, once found, immediately inform. Don't give up. Stay positive. All beings are under the watchful eye of the divine, so don't ever give up. The rest of the document has been rendered unreadable by weathering. This week's meals. Keep a balanced diet, rest regularly, and maintain a good mood. Monday, minty bean soup, revolting. Tachin, lunch. Curry shrimp, ew. Pani puri, I don't know what that is. Tuesday, salad, biryani, fish with cream sauce, potato boat. That's all seems edible. Shakshuka, bean cake, yuck. Remaining sections are blank. case you hadn't gotten it, guys, I can't eat beans. Got IBS, damn it. This week's shifts, in case of emergency, contact the physician on duty immediately. Monday, Ibrahim. Tuesday, can't read. Wednesday, Amaudi. The remaining sections are blank. Old vase. Seems to be a darkened vase. Sorry, the darkened remains of a stem inside the vase. It was probably used to hold flowers. The words for Avin are on the bottom of the bottle. It seems to have been a gift to someone named Avin. No way.
Look, there's someone over there.
We need to be careful.
Good idea. Let's approach him slowly without alarming him.
You see, the problem is, none of us know what these bloody scholars look like because none of us are from our village. He's dressed like a scholar, but I don't know if he's one of the missing ones. He could be another one.
Wait,
Do you know the missing scholars? I'm trying to press space and we're getting nowhere.
You're-
There we go.
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. But he looks too young to be anyone's grandfather. Also, why is he the only one here?
didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holes up in a forest and mumbles stuff about training?
No. And that's the problem. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life.
So how did he become like... So how did he become like this? That is... Wow. Yeah. What? Is there another reason they're going crazy?
Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Up a staircase.
Loaded
Okay.
people?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught. In their haste, they failed to notice Razak hiding in a corner. The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos.
Okay.
Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
What happened in Port Ormos? Oh, yeah, him. The Aramite guy who went mad.
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting the same way.
Correct. The academia is behind all of this. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Aru village. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course, through rounding up the scholars, they were actually helping the academia, as well as being able to exploit
hilarious.
the radicals for their own ends. This scheme has one further advantage to the academia. All the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto the Scarlet King's followers.
Because there's no visible, tangible connection between the two.
Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Beneath the surface, feelings of desperation are widespread. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Anyone looking to exploit that for their own ends simply needs to make a few empty promises. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and everyone in it by the rest of Sumeru will make sure of that. The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but it is able to work wonders under Sumeru's current circumstances.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief's theory, too. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the academia that brought the scholars to Aru village in the first place? Why does it want them back now?
That's the part I don't know the answer to.
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. The scholar's identity. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons.
I don't see.
An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question.
It doesn't answer the question. What's the purpose? If you send them out here, why do you want them back?
If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
Doesn't answer the question.
Resource? For what exactly?
That's the question we're trying to find the answer to.
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsules.
That's what I was wondering, because they're the only ones who have passed through to a higher state of being. I just wasn't sure how they were going to encapsulate on that, but that makes sense. If they can actually extract that knowledge into a knowledge capsule, then that's exactly what I was looking for.
Extracted? You mean canned knowledge comes from people's brains?
Where the hell do you think it came from, Paimon?
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, it's entirely possible. Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night, when no one is watching them.
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Paimon doesn't want to think about this.
How did you learn of its technology?
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. But something went wrong in the process. Or perhaps his curiosity got the better of him, and he used such a capsule for himself.
Paimon's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's brain?
No, that can't be right. Most of the mad scholars had made contact with the divine consciousness in the forest. That's what the Academia is after. It's also safe to assume that this knowledge has something to do with the Fatui, the Doctor, and also the Balladeer. They're using divine knowledge capsules to turn the Balladeer into a god.
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer.
The Academia needs people who have been exposed to the divine consciousness.
That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they turn to.
I'm just wondering what this means for Hypatia.
However, I can't help but wonder, what do they seek to gain from divine knowledge?
That's the big question here, buddy.
The Academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge, but what is their ultimate goal?
To turn Scaramouche into a god.
I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail. It seems like my way of thinking is too different from theirs.
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden stuff?
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress, then the Academia may as well shut its doors.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The Academia's actions run contrary to their rules. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its boundaries. If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will be destroyed. This matter needs to be corrected, just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
No.
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more restrictive than that. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. What do you plan to do about that? Save every last person?
I'm totally on board with your line of thinking, Alhaitham. Keep going.
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
Your motives are more specific and personal, not to mention that his specific and personal goals could actually mean the betterment of a lot of people's lives as opposed to just helping out a handful of people. So it actually works out better.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. I do what I want.
And I like that.
The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take action for the sake of a few strangers.
Though he rejects the notion of greater moral responsibility, he justifies his actions because they are true to his personal motivations. Someone like him might actually make for a better ally. Exactly, because you always know where his loyalties lie. You 100% always know what he's going to do because you know what his ultimate goal is. So I agree with this.
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the academia, but you're not one of them. You're their weirdo.
You're probably right. Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out.
Of course you do.
Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
To you, maybe.
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only Miss Shani had a similar mindset, her life would definitely be a lot easier.
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. There's nothing more to it than that.
I don't know about that. Okay, can we move on and follow the cart tracks? So what do we do with him? He's fine, just leave him. He's not going to go anywhere.
He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us.
He'll be fine. He survived this long.
We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru village.
Can we just follow the cart tracks? I don't care about him. We can fix him later. Hold on. We haven't finished looking at this place. The key. We got the key. I don't know if I can climb back up or whether I've got to go back down. Oh, there's a ladder. Never mind. Yes, I went about that the complete and utter wrong way. Yes. What have you got? Who wonders what sort of treasure we'll find here? That'll be better something. You shut the door of disappointment. Okay. They're all medical records. Oh, it's letting me read it. Okay, sorry. I was just kind of like slipping through because I thought it would just get rid of it. The shelves are full of thin books. You browse through them and find that they seem to be hospital documents such as medical records or financial statements. You shut the door in disappointment. Paimon thought there would be some special treasure inside. Even the wooden barrels and crates we find in our adventures are better than this. At least those had cabbage or fowl inside. What's this? It looks like it fell out from over there. Let Paimon see. Maybe it'll lead us to treasure. Did we just start a side quest? Medical records. Patient name Abbas. Gender male. Occupation farmer. Basic status of admission. Scabby skin at limb extremities. Multiple ulcers on the back, chest and other bodily surfaces. Weakness of limbs and poor mobility observed. Mental faculties are coherent, though there are clear signs of fatigue, poor sleep quality and poor appetite. Doctor in charge, Amaldi. Wait, Amaldi's name was downstairs. Week 1 of hospitalization. New scabs at limb extremities and enlarged ulcers. The left course is progressing quickly. The left arm seems unusable and is in pain. Mental faculties are coherent, though there are clear signs of fatigue, poor sleep quality, and poor appetite. Doctor in charge, Amaldi. Week 3 of hospitalization. The scabs are scale-like and have spread across the surface of the body. There is necrosis and multiple ulcers. The patient has fallen into a coma. I am not surprised given the presence of necrosis. Doctor in charge, Amaldi. Week 9 of You survived 6 weeks with necrosis? Wow. The necrosis of the ulcers has been effectively kept under control and no new scabs have appeared on the surface of the body. The patient is in a comatose state. Doctor in charge? Don't know. Week 15. The wound from the replacement treatment has not healed, even after a long time. No new scabs have appeared on the surface of the body. There is weakness in the limbs and the patient cannot grasp items on their own. The patient is also experiencing fever and vomiting. Mental faculties are coherent though fatigued. Poor sleep and unable to eat. Week 21. We've started to manage to keep the scabs and the body surface under control, and the new limb's function has been restored. New limb? New limb? What? The patient is experiencing chronic coughing and is prone to fainting. Mental faculties are coherent and in a good state. Sleep quality and appetite are decent. Does this person have Elazar? Because it seems like they're improving. Elazar is so scary. What do the other documents say? Oh my god. Treatment subject, Abbas, gender male, occupation farmer, doctor in charge, don't know. Status. After 20 weeks of treatment, specimen 4's new skin and new left arm have recovered well. Where did you get the arm from? And how did you not kill him while doing a transplant? No changes in appetite or sleep. Mental state fluctuates beyond the normal range. There have been multiple attempts to leave the care area. God's voice guides me is cited as motivation. The specimen is believed to have delusional tendencies. Additionally, the god's voice described in the confession is possibly related to the resonant quake phenomenon present in the internal topographic structure of the dunes. Resonant quake? Okay. It should be investigated to rule out ungovernable input interference. Increase supervision. Treatment protocol. The second phase of the trial is beginning to see results. The next phase of objective, specimen 4's organs Following extensive examination, sample 3 is the best material for the third phase of the trial. For the implementation of that is required. Continuous vomiting and skin is a normal occurrence. Must be prepared beforehand for specimen 4 to maintain the circulation of. After completion of the basic operation, observe the subject for 1 week. If normal physiological activity is observed in the organs, the rate of deterioration of surface scabs is reduced, and limb function is restored. The next phase of trial can commence. Physician's notes. All specimens have one thing in common. Body elemental quantities were at abnormally high levels and positively correlated with the severity of the disease. After the experiment, body elemental quantities were reduced, and samples self-reported a reduction in symptoms. It is reasonable to hypothesize that there is a causal relationship between the elemental quantities and Elazar. More controlled trials should be conducted to exclude redundant variables. What do they mean by elemental things? They mean like vision, would-be vision bearers, or just elemental properties in general? Note. The enrichment process of elemental quantities, I keep wanting to say qualities, but it says quantities, in humans may be dynamically sustained. After the completion of early experiments, within a short period of time, specimen 1's physical indicators trended to the norm. In later stages, due to not being complete, the quantity of elements in the sample bodies rebounded and symptoms increased, leading to specimen 1 could not be recycled for materials. Could not be recycled for materials? What the fuck? Information obtained. Preparations must be made for long-term trials. Cannot be stopped before the specimen's symptoms have stabilized. Due to the nature of the trial, there must be a method to stabilize the sample's moods. Removal of may be attempted. Oh my gosh. Following the new method, the material rejection rate has been significantly reduced. Specimens 2 and 3 developed mental instability due to associative connections to the fundamental inequalities of, and tended to attribute the disease to unverifiable divine punishment, consequently considering it blasphemy to attempt as treatment. It is a very interesting thought. Exploring neurostimulation and the resulting cognitive shifts could be a future research topic. Due to the above uncontrollable variables, they halted at stage 2. A shame. However, the materials provided by these 2 samples were the best quality materials so far. It is reasonable to believe that the perfect performance of specimen 4 is related to the material quality provided by these 2 samples. Ultimately, once the 3-stage experiment was completed, specimen 4's symptoms disappeared completely, proving that it is possible to use to control the elemental content of a person's body without relying on elemental power. There is potential for weaponization. Oh my god. Discussions of research on have to be increased in the future. Humans have unlimited potential. It may be foolish for me as a researcher to write this, but with enough input, I might be able to reach the level of a god, or so people might call it. Wow, you're weaponizing human beings? Eesh. I didn't understand a thing. I didn't get it either. Ignorance may be bliss here, to be honest. You understood it? I only got the bit about that bit that goes, God's voice guides me. Could be underground water flow or creature activity. Yeah, who knows? There might be some underground ruins. Let's listen for any sounds and take a closer look when we hear something. Is this a quest, yeah? Before my time. No? It's not a quest. I just got an achievement. People don't want to mention his name, nor do they want to remember his words or deeds. Who's he? Is this the Scarlet King? Huh. Aren't I funny? Okay, yeah. We got nothing for that. Anywho.